Hello. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you spending your time with me now, whether you're watching this live or at some other time. I hope you get a benefit for some of the tips that I give you out of what we're going to go over today. And if you find they're helpful, great. And if you want to share them with other people around you, please do that. This is about sharing and giving and kindness and love and all kinds of great and wonderful things. So hopefully you can share these things and they help you, and we all have the opportunity to help each other and to make things better. So more tools for you to handle your feelings and your emotions during this pandemic. And I want to talk to you about what's going on. We're seeing a lot of turmoil in the world right now. I know in the United States right now there's a lot of turmoil. I'm not sure how it is in other countries. Perhaps it is, but what we're seeing here is you're seeing our country becoming very adversarial, one side and the other. And what you're seeing is fear. It's fear. Fear is the catalyst of anger and rage and frustration. So what's causing us to experience these things, and what can we do to help change these things so we're not experiencing these things every day in our life, or certainly be able to control those emotions and feelings and feeling better about ourselves, which in turn allows us to do and act better towards others and to send a much more powerful, positive, kinder, loving energy out into the world. So let's talk about our minds first and how they work. So from my perspective, and I like to keep things as simple as possible, there are three parts to your mind. You have your conscious mind, which to me is your alert system. Think of it as like how you have those Ring doorbells where if someone walks up to your door without even ringing the bell, it lights up, and on your phone, it shows you that somebody's there. And that's really what your conscious mind is. It doesn't do a lot. We think that we do almost everything that we do consciously, but the reality is only maybe 10% of what we do at a conscious level. Our conscious mind is the warning system. It alerts us to something that's going on. And then the biggest part of our mind is our subconscious mind. And inside of our conscious mind are all the values and beliefs we have, the habits, the emotions, our creativity, the good things and the not so good things. It is really the essence of who we are. And the gateway between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind is our ego. And we've heard terrible things that you should try and get rid of your ego. A life without an ego is the best way to live. Well, you know what? That's BS. You have an ego for a reason. And what your ego's purpose is to keep you alive. Your ego keeps you alive. And so what happens is anytime something out of the ordinary or new is introduced into your life, like for example, perhaps you're trying to change a habit in your life, like you don't want to smoke anymore and you've been doing it for years, or you want to lose weight, or there's some other negative habit you have that you've been doing for a long time. And what happens is a lot of people fail because they start to make some change and then they seem to go back to what they were doing before. They lose some weight, they put it back on, they stop smoking for a while, then they go back to smoking. And the reason being is the moment you try to change something that you've done on a regular basis, your ego kicks in and says, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Don't do that. Because from your ego's perspective, everything you've done, even some of the bad habits you have, everything you've done up until that point in your life has kept you alive. You have survived because of everything you've done. Now you're changing something in your life that you've always done or you've done for a very long time, and your ego says, well, wait a minute, this could be a really bad thing. We might die. So I'm going to do my best to convince you that this is a really bad thing. So how does that relate to what's happening in our world right now? So here you are, all of a sudden we have this new thing that's come into our life, the coronavirus, right? It's something that no one's ever seen before. We're experiencing things that have never happened before. Our society really shutting down. And now there's a fear. There's a fear of the unknown. And then fuel that fear even more, a lot of people can't work right now. They're stuck in their houses. Their jobs don't exist right now, or they've changed. And now this fear just starts to bubble up like a boiling pot of water. Now add into that fear, you have one news source saying this, one news source saying this, one political party saying this and one political party saying this, and it becomes more confusing. You become more angry, more agitated. It's all out of fear. And what happens? We make really bad decisions. We get depressed. We get angry. Perhaps a lot of people are drinking way too much alcohol right now or doing other things to try and make themselves feel better, to give themselves release. So let's talk about those emotions. So in order for you to change how you feel, you have to become awake and aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your habits. And it takes a little bit of work. We've covered some of these things on some of these other Facebook Lives that I've done. And so I want to talk about now. One of the most powerful, actually, I'll take that back. The most powerful state of mind you can be in is in the present moment. Because in the present moment, you have access to everything that's great about you in here and in here. And there's no fear. Because fear usually exists in something you worried about in the past or something you worried about that could happen. So, how do we access that present state of mind? So the moment you're feeling this anger or this rage or some other negative emotion or feeling, don't hide from it, acknowledge it, and then begin to question it. So how do you question it? So you have this really negative feeling, maybe you're feeling this rage or this anger, and I want you to ask yourself this question. What about this makes me feel this way? And instantly you're going to get an answer. But that's not going to be the right answer. It's going to be your ego. Your ego is going to give you an instant answer, and that's not going to be the answer. So you ask the question again. Well, what about this makes me feel this way? You're going to get another answer. Keep asking the question, getting the answer, keep asking the question. And you may have to do this a bunch of times, but at some point you're going to get down to a very simple core. How will you know you're at that core? Because you're going to ask that question, what about this makes me feel this way? And you're not going to get another answer. And when you get down to that core, it's usually such a simple, basic thing. And it'll probably have nothing to do with what's going on around you right now. It has something to do probably with something in the past and how you experienced something. And when you get down to that core, acknowledge it, and then ask yourself this question. Do I have permission to let this go? If the answer you get is yes, just close your eyes for a minute, take a deep breath in, exhale out, and just imagine it leaving your body, your mind, and your spirit, and let it go. You'll feel a tremendous relief. In fact, what you're doing is you're taking the energy out of that negative emotion and feeling, and it allows you to come back to a better sense of being in the present moment and having clarity. Now, what if you ask that question, do I have permission to let it go? And your mind says, absolutely not. No. So what do you do then? Start the process again. Well, what about this makes me feel this way? And then start the process over, get down to the core, and then go back to asking that question, do I have permission to let it go? And when the answer is yes, go ahead and take a deep breath in with your eyes closed and imagine it as you exhale out, it leaving your body, your mind, and your spirit. And what you're going to find is those emotions and feelings may still come back, but if you do this every time it happens, they begin to decrease in frequency, they begin to decrease in intensity, and you begin to have greater control of your emotions and feelings. It's really pretty simple, and it's really pretty easy. Try it. Use it. The other thing you can do, and I find this to be very helpful, and you can do this if you're outside and literally you want to do it, sitting down, just take a moment and take 3 deep breaths in. But every time you take a deep breath in, just imagine this beautiful, bright, white, healing, light energy, however, maybe the sun, the warmth of the sun, whatever it is, but you see it as this bright, white, healing, white energy entering your body, your mind, and your spirit as you inhale in. And then you exhale out that energy back into the universe, sharing it with others. And do that 3 times and you begin to relax. And then imagine your feet being connected to the ground. Now you can literally do that outside, or if you're inside, you can just use your imagination and do it, because we know that your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what's real and not real. And then feel your feet connected to the ground and begin to feel your emotions and your feelings begin to be centered and grounded. That the earth is a very calming, peaceful thing, and connecting your feet to the ground allows you to filter out that negative energy. Think of the earth as a filter running through your body, down through your feet into the earth, filtering out those negative emotions and centering you, giving you back very positive, powerful energy. And it's taking that negative energy, those negative feelings you have, and recycling them and making them into something good. And if you can take a few moments in a day and do this once, twice, 2, 3 times, it'll change how you experience and feel things. Because all this is about changing in the moment. If we can change our experiences, changing how we are physically and how we present ourselves in an emotion or feeling, changing how we think, changing how we experience it, we change our outcomes. If you keep doing the same things over and over, you're going to get the same experiences, you're going to get the same outcomes, and nothing's going to change, and you're going to get more frustrated and more angry. So play with these things, use these things, and I hope this is helpful for you. And if it is, great. And please feel free to share this. This is about helping ourselves and helping each other. We're in this together. And if I can be of any service to you, if I can help you in any way, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am here for you. And I'm here to help you with kindness and love. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks.